Hi, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to Wonder Snatch. It's October, which means it's Snatchoween, and this Snatchoween I'm doing a whole bunch of collabs, and for my first collab, I've got my friend Wilma Fingerdoo. Welcome, Wilma!
Hiya!
Wilma had me on her channel all the way back in June, was it? And I've always meant to have her on, and this was the perfect time because I challenged you to do a goth look. So we'll be doing goth looks for Snatchoween. How's that?
I feel so snubbed. It's taken months.
Okay, we'll be talking about stuff like Drag Race, our favorite palettes, and some other things Halloween related. Alright? And
Yes.
hi. Wilma, you shouldn't have. Jorge sent me over this mojito. Wow.
I knew you'd be thirsty. I knew you'd be thirsty. And that's why I'm alone. I'm drinking coffee because it's very late at night here. And it's
Thank
far
you,
too
Jorge.
early for you to be drinking, Victoria.
So, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and we're gonna get started, alright, Wilma?
Yes.
Okay, see ya.
Don't keep Jorge there too long. I need him.
Okay, you can clean up before you go. Alright, and we're back, and well, Wilma's a little bit ahead of me now.
I'm a little ahead. I'm sorry. You know what? It takes me so long sometimes to do stuff, and one of the things that I've been having a lot of problems with lately has been my eyebrows, and for some reason, now they glue down like that, but now it's my nose contour that gives me trouble.
Okay. So what's your plan for this goth look?
My goth look, I have a new palette. Every year I start a moratorium where I stop buying makeup. And then there was one last palette that I was interested in getting because I never get a Halloween palette. Do you know what I mean? Like I just always seem to miss the sales and everything. And this year, Alien Cosmetics had their Hauntingly Glamorous palette come out.
What's the color story?
It's really nice. This is the color story. It's
Oh wow, nice. Grungy,
really
a bit grungy, a little bit of bright colors here and there.
yeah, and I really like this. Like, this is a new palette, so there are just some new colors in there for me. Another palette that I got earlier this year is the Lois Cosmetics, which is a brand in Britain.
Yes,
Yeah.
I got that too. You know, I haven't touched it yet.
Oh, I love this. This is very autumnal.
Yeah, that's really, really nice.
Very grungy, but the black in this is spectacular. The Hauntingly Glamorous one is good, and the colors in it are deep, but it doesn't have a black, so I like to use the black, and the Lois Cosmetics palette really has an excellent black in it.
Today I'm actually using this black grayscale palette from Cara Beauty. It's a bit of a dupe for the Jeffree Star, and you know, because I'm stopped using Jeffree Star, this is a really nice, and it's really cheap. It's like $20 only, but it's really, really good.
Where's Cara Cosmetics from? I've never heard of them.
I think it's from the US. They make quite affordable palettes. Some of them are really colorful. This one is really good. I used this one for my grayscale look that I did a few weeks ago.
I got Blowing Smoke from ColourPop.
I got that too. Yeah, I got that too. I like that
for
one.
my grayscales, but I also got this one from Technic. They're a British company.
Is this the one that
Missa.
makeup by Missa likes?
Yeah, she loves
Oh yeah,
this
the 4-pound palette.
Yeah. So the nice thing with this one is there's really no black in it, but the gray tones in it are great. So this one combined with ColourPop's Blowing Smoke make a really nice black neutral palette.
So we were going to talk about our favorite palettes, right? What other palettes have you been really enjoying lately?
One of my favorite palettes is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Alyssa Edwards palette because it's got an excellent black in it. It's got an excellent white as well, but it also has like the purples, and then the new, like I do my eyebrows from a couple of these browns. The yellow in this is spectacular. The white is spectacular. I've hit pan in both the black and the white because this is my go-to for blacks and whites, especially for palettes that don't have. One of my favorite Juvia's Place palettes is the Zulu palette. I love this one. This one's got such great colors in it. It's just really good for the purple's good, the red, the orange. The yellow's a little dark for me. I mean, it's good, but it's an eggy yellow. I prefer a sunshine yellow. And then this green in the center is a shimmer. and it's stunning. And again, the brown in this is wonderful for doing like an eyebrow. My big thing with palettes is I always look just for colors. I don't want neutral tones. I don't want like those realistic skin tones, because I'm a drag queen. So I use a lot of the neutral tones in some of these palettes to do eyebrows and some contouring. One of the other palettes I love from Juvia's Place, and this is my blush palette, is the Fumi Desalu Vold Queen palette, but it's always out of stock. But this is my favorite blush, like, and then I darken my blush with that. This purple is a highlight, and these two are highlights as well. And
it looks really nice. Good, very berry tones. It's a berry palette.
Over them, you get a really nice skin tone. And then, of course, rounding out my Juvia's Place, because I have almost every palette from Juvia's Place, but the two Wahalas are so colorful and so worth it. And the thing is, the price points for these are so similar to like ColourPop. This is the Wahala one. Lots of really great bright colors. The thing with the Wahala is it has some pressed glitters, which I'm not a big fan of pressed glitters. I have some glitters. If I want to use glitters, I put them on. I don't need them in a makeup palette. And then the Wahala 2, this was their first palette that had a lot of blues. Another palette I really love is the Club Nebula that Angelica Nyquist.
I got that too, but I used it once. It's good.
Yeah. It's, again, this one's great because there's some really nice smoky dark colors. All of these colors in here are so nice and dark and smoky. And then all of the shimmers and bright ones in here are so worth the trouble. You know what I mean? Like the oranges and this chartreuse green is just heaven for me. But I'm a hooer for green. And then I've had a couple of, I've had one of my Patreon subscribers, David, has been sending me stuff from Be Perfect in Ireland. He sent me the Antidote palette and the Carnival 3 palette. Cool. From Be Perfect. And then another one of my Patreoners sent me the Vivian's Scepter palette. And I love all three of those for different reasons. But
is that Leon, right? Leon sent you something, I think.
Leon sent me, when we did our collab on my channel, I talked to you about the Bright Mattes palette that I'd been coveting since God was a child.
Yeah, the Bright Mattes.
He sent me that one.
That you just used for the Priscilla thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Leon's great. He also just donated to my charity. He's really, really generous.
He's a super, super nice man, and he's very like hands-on involved. Like he doesn't just watch stuff, like he's supportive, and I really admire that. He's every once in a while when I'm on your channel, I like to see what he has to say to you.
Yeah, he's all reliable, and I really like having him around.
Yeah, he's great.
Hi, Leon. So for me, my favorite palettes, I actually like some neutrals now and then. So actually the Kimchi palette, the Rainbow Shards, is one of my favorites because it's got really nice neutrals and then really nice pops of pinks and blues there. And I'm going to use this for a blush today.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, lately I've been liking the Vivian Scepter palette as well. I'm a sucker for rainbow palettes. I told myself I wouldn't buy any rainbow palettes this year, but in the end I think I bought about 5.
I like the rainbow ones. I like the rainbow ones because the color, like that's what draws me to makeup. I have some really great neutral tones in some of my Juvia's Place, like the some of the Nomad palettes have great neutral tones. The Warrior palette is all neutral shimmers and great for skin tones. I use a lot of creams in that. Like Juvia's Place has some great shade sticks. And I'm using...
Oh, yeah, yep. I'm using them all now. I was just going through my shade sticks. I really like using them too.
I was watching your cruise video, and you took the
I got a whole
palette,
bunch of shade sticks.
Yeah, and you brought all of those. I'm using the Katsuma, which is a dark brown. It's a very, very dark brown, but I use that for my dark contour.
I'm using Guinea.
Yeah.
I'm using Guinea for my contour, but I'm going to powder all this, and I'm actually going to be using a Juvia's Place palette today to give myself a bit more of a cool tone contour today, to give me that ghostly, gothy look.
Oh, nice.
Because I don't want... I'm trying not to use too many warm shades for goth.
Right.
I think that's what I've never done goth before, so I'm also winging it.
That's not true. Oh my god, I would have thought for sure you would have done a lot of goth.
I've done spooky looks, but not goth.
This is my latest thing that I love. I got this from Revolution. They're DC Comics.
Oh wow! Oh, the Revolution DC Comics.
Yeah, it's the Batman
collab.
mirror. I did a video with Teresa Mulhern from Ireland.
Oh yeah.
Where we reviewed stuff, and the DC Comics stuff came out. And I said, the only thing that I really would have bought out of that whole collection would have been the mirror. So I thought, it's not makeup. I'm not breaking my rules, so I treated myself to a mirror.
I bought a few Revolution stuff before, but the palettes have always been a bit of a disappointment. So
they're very powdery. Yeah.
Don't try to get sucked in. I think they're going to have some sort of a Simpsons Treehouse of Horror collection.
Yeah, I just saw it. Yeah.
Yeah, I was really tempted to get that because I really love the Simpsons.
Yeah, and I was talking to some people on Twitter about that, and I said the problem with a lot of these makeup collabs is they're really more for the packaging than for the quality of the makeup. And the thing that kept me from buying anything from the Simpsons collection is just that, no offense to Revolution, because I think they're fine if you're just, going to your day job. But for a drag queen, we need punch. We need some
absolutely.
real peppy colors. And that's the problem with a lot of palettes for me, is that they're just not bright enough. They're not pigmented enough. And this is why I tend to go for black-owned companies, because their formulas are better, they blend better, the pigmentation is really strong. And I find with some of the cheaper companies, when you start to blend them, they just kind of cancel each other out. They're really pretty to look at, and I get it, a lot of the collabs, like the DC comic and the Simpsons, it's really more for collectors than for people who are looking to do makeup.
Your channel's been doing really, really well. You're becoming a bit of a makeup channel. You're getting so much makeup from your Patreon subscribers.
I know. It flatters me to no end. I just got a bunch of stuff this last week from people, and one of them is some makeup from Anastasia Beverly Hills, which I've never really bought anything from there. I have their Alyssa Edwards palette, as I said, but that was given to me. And then another box is from Kimchi, and I've never bought from Kimchi except for their concealer, when she started the company, before she even had eyeshadow palettes.
I don't have the ABH Alyssa Edwards palette. I missed that boat. I like the Kimchi stuff.
Ooh, look at those eyebrows. Remember we were talking about eyebrows? You said, you should try, because I liked your little light curved ones, so here we go.
I've got bangs today, so I'm keeping my eyebrows a bit lower.
I have bangs as well. I'm doing bangs as well.
Wow, bangs. I've been liking bangs lately.
Yeah. I like them too. I sweat, so I prefer to have as much off my face as possible.
Your channel's also doing very well. You've been doing all these Drag Race reviews, and have you seen the latest episode of Drag Race UK?
Yes, episode 2. Yeah, I did. I was writing my script today for my review.
Did you have any spoilers for your upcoming video?
Well, but this week was so dramatic because poor 19-year-old Crystal, I still don't understand. This is the thing that was my big question this week, is why did they have that little supermarket challenge, which was just her?
I think they're putting very little thought into the mini challenges this year.
Well,
you heard the rumors, right?
No.
That Wilma said that this season was super rushed.
Was it?
Apparently, Wilma said on the Race Chaser podcast that this season was super rushed, and they filmed an episode a day, and it was so bad that the mental health person on the set actually quit.
How does he know that?
Because she went over to the UK to do some performances, and and she spoke to the cast, and the cast are all under gag order, so they can't talk about it. But Wilma talked about it on her podcast, and she's a bit of a shit stirrer, so that's what the tea is, and apparently that's why you've got injuries and stuff like that, as you see as we saw with Miss Scone.
I feel so bad for her. It looks like a Eureka thing all over again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she's gonna get Eureka.
I mean, the minute you sit down and can't stand in your own heels, The writing's on the wall for sure. And for
Yeah.
all the money that Drag Race makes, I'm sure they don't want to spend any of it on lawsuits.
But the challenge this week wasn't really great either. This whole dragathon thing, it was really, really messy and really horrible, I thought.
Yeah, I didn't like it. But again, I have to say, I find some of the challenges, like they're running out of ideas. They need to have different teams. You know how in serial television, when you have series and people are like, it's episodic television, they have two teams. So one team's filming while the other team's prepping the next episode. And I feel like Drag Race doesn't have that because they don't do that in reality TV either. But because Drag Race is so structured, this, and this is happening for this episode, they could have another team prepping. And I feel like they need new writers or new ideas, or I don't know. They seem to be kind of, they've been doing it cookie cutter for so long that they're not.
Yeah, I know you didn't really like Drag Race Holland, did you? You didn't give very good reviews. I didn't like it either. You know, I didn't even watch the finale for Drag Race Holland season 2. I just watched your review of it, and I didn't even bother watching it.
The first couple of episodes were excellent.
Yeah, me too. I was really excited for the cast, but you know, after they eliminated really strong ones, and then the whole cheating thing, and sending Vivaldi to the finale with that, it just really left a really bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah, what bothered me the most about Vivaldi and the Countess was they both worked on Fred's hair and makeup last season. And I think that should make them unqualified to be on the show. Like conflict of interest or something. There has to be. Canada's a big country, but we probably have the same population as Holland. You know what I mean? And I mean, I get it. I get like you've got only so many people you can pull from. I still think of all the queens in the world. The final 3 queens on Holland were white again, you know? And then this week...
Yeah, all white. And all the queens of color were eliminated the first 3 episodes, right?
Yeah, well,
typical.
Regardless, I mean...
Just like Drag Race Australia.
Yeah. Miss Sissy, I understand. Miss Sissy kind of seemed to self-sabotage herself. She was holding back on some level, and she made some weird choices, but I don't think that they were dismissible. Keta shouldn't have been kicked out. Like, I can't even understand how they justified that to us, the viewer.
Yeah, really, really random. So I'm using my this Juvia's Place taupes palette to contour today.
I'm using my Technique palette, but for blush and contour right now. What I'm doing is I'm just taking my blush brush or my contour brush, and I'm just going through like a couple of grades of the gray just to get them all on the brush. It's the same way I use my contour palette. Like I'll just, go across them. But I'm trying not to be too dark. And I also don't want to not have a skin tone to my makeup. Like I'd like to have some flesh tone in there.
Same here. I was considering going all white, but then it will end up like a goth look. So I wanted to have a bit more of a natural goth eagle kind of look. That's what I'm trying to go for today.
When I started my channel, I tried to do like get ready with me's, and I don't know if I tried to do makeup reviews, but I tried to do like those kind of videos. And then I just found nobody really watched them. People, as far as my videos were concerned, people were just interested in the RuPaul Drag Race reviews. And one of the things that I've been doing for myself has been those movies and makeup videos, which...
Oh yeah, I love those.
I don't do as often as I should because it's just another thing to edit. And if you see them, I really enjoy editing them, like bringing as many visuals into it as possible. So you're not just watching me put makeup on. Because again, I'm not a makeup artist. I don't want people to think that I'm telling them how to do something. But I've been getting so many compliments in the last year or so on how my makeup's improved. And it's really down to...
it has leaps and bounds. It's leaps and bounds,
Victoria.
Your makeup.
Thank you, because, it's down to watching people like Make Me Up Missa and Trixie Mattel. I have to tell you, Trixie Mattel's videos are the best to learn makeup.
I
because
totally agree.
Yeah, because she does such a big face. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can't miss the technique. But once you see her do it, then you switch it out and do your own thing smaller. And I really love that. I really appreciate that from her. So I've learned a lot of just like contouring my nose. Somebody asked me the other day, I'm actually going to do a video on how I do my nose contour, because somebody said, oh my God, like, how do you do that? And it was such a big flatter for me, like such a compliment, because I used to fight to get my nose contour, and it was just like, oh, you know, I have such a big nose, and it just looks like I'm painting a big nose. And so to get any kind of compliment about it now is just really, I'm thrilled. So I'm going to do one this weekend, because it's not going to take long to do. I got Trixie Mattel's Plant Gay.
Cool, I haven't used it yet.
And I really like that palette. It's really good. The first palette that I ever got from Trixie was the Daytime Realness.
That one never really came back.
Which is the little blue one.
That one never really came back.
Oh, it's so good. She doesn't seem to come back with stuff often. That's the thing that kind of hooks in my craw, is that she kind of goes out of stock on stuff and then lets it not come back. And I'm really hoping that she gets that Summer of Love blush palette back, because I'm running through it like a whore at Christmas.
Oh wow, I got that too. I got that. She restocked it, and I got it because you loved it so much, so I decided to try it. I haven't used it either.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Let me know what you think when you do.
Yeah, I think, like you, I think I have so much stuff that I'm trying to get through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been using like the Be Perfect Cosmetics palettes lately. And I've really kind of gotten spoiled with those, because those are really, really, really good.
Yeah, they're really, really pigmented.
And I'm finding like with this one, it's good, but it can get chalky. You know how when shades will kind of get patchy if you overblend?
You mean the Plant Gay?
I'm finding, no, with this one, the Haunted Glamour palette that I'm using. Okay. I'm not using actually the Plant Gay palette today, but I have used it, and I want to use it again.
Yeah, I really like seeing drag queens do makeup, like the Vivian, and I try to support them as much as I can. Do you get the Alexis Stone palette, the Sensorium Beauty palette?
No. For no reason whatsoever beyond I'm just not an Alexis Stone fan.
Oh, okay.
I don't know that much about her. I'm not that familiar with the stuff that she's done. But the palette looks really good. But I have to say, most of the palettes that I have right now are good. Like, for me, I'm good with them. And when I look at Alexis Stone's palette, it's gorgeous, don't get me wrong. But I feel like, you know, there's nothing in it that I don't have, kind of. I have to kind of put my foot down at some point and say, I have that, I don't need more.
Exactly.
I got the NYX, I love NYX, the big jumbo pencil, the white one. So I got the black one too. And I'm using that for my lid.
Cool.
Yeah, I really enjoy the white so much. I thought, well, why don't I try the black one? And it really does, like, especially if you're doing like a heavy liner, it fills up. You don't have to waste all your liner.
Yeah, wow. Oh, that's really smoky you're going for. For drag, we need to use a lot of really deep, like, whites and blacks. And something I noticed about your makeup, you don't really use a lot of black lately. You've been using quite a lot of bright colors and everything.
Yeah, I do use black, like, in the corners to kind of blend everything out from. But yeah, black isn't the main color that I want to feature. Trixie Mattel's eyeliner in that, like, I think it's funny, when you look at her face, I don't really see all that black, but it's there, obviously. I love a bright face. I like it to, you know, welcoming and fun. Watching you on the cruise with all of your colorful makeup, like, it was wonderful to see, like, children respond to you.
Yeah. I really enjoyed that too.
For me, I have very small eyes. And I feel like if I put, like, a lot of black on my face, it just shuts them off. And I have brown eyes too. And I don't know why, but I can't get a contact into my eye.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I'm like Bob the drag queen. I can't do it. I don't know why. I don't have any problem with things near my eyes. I mean, I can line my eye, but to get a contact on, it's like, Mission Impossible.
Actually, in the spirit of Halloween, I wanted to ask you something about your previous life. I was just doing a bit of research, and I saw that you were actually a paranormal investigator at one point. Were you?
I am. I'm on a TV show. I host a TV show called Knock Knock Ghost.
Yeah, that was adorable. Are you still doing that?
Out of drag.
Yeah.
I'm not in drag.
Yeah, are you still doing that?
Yeah. I don't know why, but we do it without TV, which is a Canadian. It's like Logo. It's a Canadian gay channel. Even though our show isn't particularly gay, like it's not gay specific, we have a trans female cast member. And I'm openly gay. Like, I don't certainly try and hide it. And then our psychic is straight. He's married and has kids. And so it's a very nice mix of, like, just real people. But we happen to go on these ghost hunts. And it's funny because the production company that I work for, we do other things. We just finished producing a stand-up comedy show. Like, we don't just do the ghost hunt, we do other things. And but they asked me if I would host this. They had this idea for a show, and they asked me if I would host it. And I was like, well, sure, I'm out of work. I'll do anything for a buck.
Cool. So are those actual real ghost sightings, or is it all staged? I don't know whether you can talk about it. It's real?
The one thing I said to them was, I'll do it as long as we don't fake it.
Cool. Wow, that's really, really exciting.
One of the things, we have a new psychic for season 3, but season 1 and 2, like all 3 seasons, we have a real psychic on set, and these psychics have businesses. And I said to the producer, I said, well, these people have reputations. If we go around creating these things and staging everything, then it'll compromise what they do. And that's not fair. In our pilot episode, we were in a location where I had an infrared camera. It was pitch black. I couldn't see anything except to look through the camera. So I'm walking around looking only in the camera. And I had done a sweep of the room, and this chair moved.
I saw a clip of that.
I wet my pants. No, it ended up that one of the camera guys, one of the loops on what he was wearing had caught the chair.
That's why I thought, this is probably staged.
Oh, that scared the poop out of me. I mean, I screamed like a girl. It was awful. But at the same time, we've had things like, I've sat there and watched somebody like stand in a doorway talking to me, and then they leave. And then like a second or two after they're out of the way, their shadow will move, and it wasn't even their shadow. Like things like that. It's very alarming when it happened. I mean, I constantly tell people I have yet to see something that definitively in my mind says to me, that's a ghost. The worst thing that ever happened, and not the worst, but the one thing that scared me was in our first season, we were at this inn in northern Ontario. The inn itself was reported to be haunted, but we had yet to kind of experience anything particular. I was standing there, the psychic was like, it was very late at night, and I was very, very tired. And the psychic was in a corner talking to, that's the worst thing, is when the psychics are talking to something, you can't see it. Mm-hmm. They're talking, but you just have to take it at face value that they're talking to someone. I thought I was like right next to the camera guy, and that we were both kind of going, okay, it's getting late, let's get to it, you know what I mean? And right in my ear, like literally like somebody was standing right beside me, I heard like a, huh, you know what I mean? Like it was very discernibly like somebody, gasping. Wow. Like it was boring. I'm bored. And so I turned, because I thought, as I say, I thought it was the camera guy, and I kind of wanted to turn to him and go, yeah, I'd like to wrap this up. And he was nowhere near me. Like he was on the other side of a bar. Like if I was on the bar as a customer, he was on the bar as the bartender. So he was like 3 feet away from me. And the gasp that that I heard sounded like somebody was standing right beside me. And I turned and was kind of surprised at how far away he was. Meanwhile, he's looking at me. and going, oh. And I said, did you hear that? He goes, yeah, did you? And I was like, yeah. Like, what the hell was that? So every once in a while, also, sometimes you see a shadow move and there's no real explanation for it. But what I've learned is, I think that we as people see those things a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And we are able to just kind of rationalize it away. Oh, it's the lights of a passing car. Oh, it's this. Oh, it's that.
Humans, we always make explanations for things.
Yeah. And I think that's very normal.
So do you have any plans for Halloween for your channel?
No. Well, I was going to try and do something. I always think to do something, but I always think to do something too late. Do you know what I mean? So I don't have anything planned for this year, but...
Well, you have this goth look.
Yes. But I'm not near as far along as you are. I tried to be so organized, and now I don't feel like I'm as organized as I was when we started.
I think my channel right now is probably where your channel was maybe about 3 or 4 years ago. I mean, subscribers-wise. Do you have any advice for me about your channel? You've been growing at a really nice clip, haven't you?
Oh, I'm glad you think so. I'm certainly not poo-pooing it, but I feel, it was... just before COVID started, I think I was at about 4,000 subscribers.
Oh, wow. That grew really fast.
Well, 2 years. Like, I was just watching somebody's video who's had 3 years, and they're already at 60,000. I remember, it being about 2,500 followers, and then it took me a couple of years to get to 4. And then I went... in the last, especially since COVID, I've been trying to focus more on doing my channel. And I have steady growth. I'm about 12 away from 7,500.
Wow, yes. Congratulations. Let's try to get her to 10,000 soon. Everyone go and subscribe to Wilma right now.
I would love it. But at the same time, I feel like the growth that I've had has been solid, and I'm fine with that. I don't feel like I'm missing out or anything. But I mean, I do get a little jealous when I see, especially maybe a review that isn't as thorough as I am. Or,
yeah, you're really thorough.
Oh, thanks. But I feel like there are some out there that just kind of ramble and swear and hate people for 45 minutes, and they've got thousands of followers. I feel like, and it doesn't defeat me, but I do certainly kind of go, oh, why don't I have more? And because I love the ones that are following me. The people that are following me are great. They're supportive. We interact a lot. I do 2 live chats every month on my Patreon for all my Patreons. It doesn't matter what level you support me at. I'm very happy by that. I'm not disappointed at all, but I think the trick is to not compare yourself to anyone else.
Yeah, I totally agree. I very rarely compare. I just want to keep doing what I enjoy doing, so it comes across authentic, rather than
Well, you're doing such a great job. I mean, I first started following you because I liked what you were doing.
Thank you.
You're doing stuff other people aren't doing, which is a key as well. You want to be as original as you can be. I think the real trick is to be consistent. If you do 3 videos a week, do 3 videos a week. I get so caught up sometimes in, editing and filming and writing, and when there's 3 or 2 drag race episodes a week, there's very little time to do anything else.
Yeah. That's one reason why I stopped doing drag race reviews, because I just couldn't keep up. And there's just so many. It's once you're done with one, there are 2 other episodes to do. Yeah. I've decided to just do, drag race roundups instead. Or maybe even talk about it with you.
I was thinking of reviewing Dragula, but no offense, but I just don't like the show.
Oh,
I don't like the format. I don't find it very entertaining.
They're currently only season 4, so maybe they will find find their way. But they seem to be getting a lot of support. I mean, I like spooky drag. I'm not sure I would be able to do all the challenges. They're quite stressful, and I don't see why we should be putting ourselves in pain and everything for drag.
No, but it's certainly a culture that I think needs to be featured because it doesn't really get shown on Drag Race, and now we've got Charity Case,
yeah.
And a lot of people are reacting to her in weird ways because they're not used to seeing that kind of drag, and that's the problem. It's like we should be seeing this drag more.
I mean, we've already had Sharon Needles, so what's a big deal?
Well, but Sharon Needles was a very accessible queen. At the time, I mean, there was really nothing like her on public television. Like, I saw Sharon Needles live in Toronto, and she had the most grotesque clown mask makeup on, and I didn't even realize it was her. And, like, I think that's more in keeping to her drag.
Yeah, I mean, even Charity Case on Drag Race UK Season 3, I mean, she seemed really in her element when she was doing her masked looks last week, but this week when she tried a bit of a glamour makeup, I think maybe she felt a bit lost, do you think? I think that's what they said also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought she looked so much like Sharon Needles, it was a little funny too.
Yeah, yeah. And the way that she overdrew her lips, the all the way down, that was very Sharon Needles.
That bottom lip was too big. Yeah. I liked that she was at least trying to show them a different look. No one had said to her to do it. So I like that she took that initiative herself. If you look at her Instagram, because when I do my review of the Meet the Queens, like I try and see as much of what they do as possible.
Yeah, I've actually been following Charity Case way before she was Charity Case, when she had her old name, which I can't remember what it was now. So I've seen her stuff for a very long time. Yeah, I'm really excited to see her. Yeah.
I was following Victoria Scone before Drag Race.
Yeah, me too. I used to love her makeup. All these food-related makeups that she used to do, I used to love all those. Yeah, the popcorn look and all that. Yeah, I was a huge fan of her too.
Yeah, she's great. Yeah, she's a hoot and a half. The one thing about Drag Race is it's definitely a style. They want a certain look, a certain style, and the majority of people definitely fall into that drag. Like, Crystal Versace is definitely a Drag Race girl. Like, that's the look they love.
Oh yeah, she's so stunning. She's almost like this. She's only 19 and she's got all that work done. Yeah. I think she's gonna be like this Amanda Lepore kind of figure. I really want to see what she's doing. And she really showed her age this last episode, right? I mean, she had the whole Violet Chachki edit all within one episode. I thought that was pretty rushed. The way she kind of like half-heartedly insulted Victoria Scone and then immediately apologized, and it was all wrapped up in one episode.
Yeah, that's the thing I didn't like about this episode. I feel like they set her up for this, like it's like, oh, here, Crystal, could you please tell all the queens what you think about them? Like there were only, of the 5 badges, there were 5 badges, there's 10 queens available, 11 with her, but 10 queens available, 5 badges to do, and 2 of the badges were positive, like the threat and the trade. But the other 3 were negative. Like, there was nothing about them that was ever going to come off as nice,
Yeah. It was this shit stirring.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's I think that's what they were saying about Willem when he mentioned this, is that they're trying to manufacture the drama a little bit because they have so little time to film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember when these reality shows were just dramatic because they were dramatic. Now, it's like if there's not a drama situation every 5 minutes, all hell breaks loose.
I'm just about to contour my boobs. And are we almost done? Are you almost done?
Yeah, I'm almost done. I got to put on some... Why are you laughing at me?
I'm just contouring my boobs. That's how I do it.
I'm going to... I have to do my lashes. I have my wig. Are we gonna come back in our finished look?
Yep. Why don't we just go and come back in our finished look? All right.
All right.
Okay, great.
Yes.
Okay, I'll see you in a bit, Wilma.
Good luck.
And we're back, and these are our goth looks. I'm a goth eagle vampire, and you look amazing, Wilma. You look like a Betty Page, sultry,
I'm a
gothy.
dead page.
All right. Thank you for coming on my channel, Wilma, for
thank you.
Snatchoween.
Oh yeah, no, I'm thrilled. This is my first Snatchoween. It's my first goth look, so thank you for that. And it's my first Halloween. Really, I don't normally. I worked in wardrobe for 25 years, so Halloween was always like extra work to me. Do you know what I mean? So
Wow.
I quite enjoy just doing nothing for Halloween normally because I'm tired.
Cool. So, why don't you let the people know where they can find you? I haven't got shades. But...
Well, of course, you can find me on YouTube at the Fingerdoo Review on YouTube. I'm also on Instagram, the Wilma Fingerdoo with 2 O's. And I'm trying to get my old rear end in gear for TikTok, but I'm not there yet.
Okay, cool. Thank you again. And if you like this video, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And ring that bell for post
Yes,
notifications,
subscribe.
alright?
We'll both be at 10,000 before the end of the year.
Oh yeah, I hope. But I am doing a whole bunch of collabs, so you're the first in a series of collabs that I'm doing for Snatchoween this year. So stay tuned next week when I have a very surprise guest. Alright? Bye!
Who is it? Who is it? Tell me!
E-girl. Vampire. Vampira, Veronica Lodge look. Oh. Don't forget to check out my Snatchoween videos last year where I did a Junji Ito look and a Little Shop of Horrors look. Alright? I'll see you next week. Bye!